One. I think we're live. I have no idea. I'm waiting for editor Kate to tell me give me the thumbs up that we're actually live. Good evening, everyone. Fireworks night. But there will be no fireworks on this live stream. Maybe in the comments. Who knows? But all is rosy. And with me to bring the fireworks, I got Ryman. I got Wedge. How are we getting on, gents?
Hello, hello, hello.
Oh, good.
Yeah, yeah, all right, all right.
Yeah. All
Looking
good.
forward to getting back to some league action, albeit a pretty
Oh,
tough test.
absolutely.
I know. That's the thing. Like 3 in a row, but ultimately it is a case of it's 3 games, like 1 league game. Okay,
Out of
Northampton.
form, Northampton. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It was a tricky game. It was a tricky
Yeah.
game. It's important that Jack got that first win because off
Mhm.
the top of your heads, pop quiz. How many games did it take Matt Bloomfield to get his first win?
9.
9.
Way on the money, both of you. Got his win on his 9th game. So it's very important that Wilshere got a win on the second game. And I think in the phone-in, you and Stevie Ryman were talking about parallels with NJ. And again, NJ got a win in his second game. It's important. Momentum. And then you had the paint pot trophy against Bryson under 21s, where we looked convincing, although it's just Bryson under 21s. And then we had the FA Cup, which was an interesting game. We discussed it in the phone in.
Yeah. We looked convincing for about an hour and then not convincing. But we looked convincing 3-0 up.
As the old cliche goes, it was a game of 2 halves, wasn't it, Wedge?
Yeah, it was. I didn't see the first half.
Oh,
But coming,
poor you, mate.
Right.
yeah, I know.
You're going to have a very
I
different view of this.
Yeah, no, well, I was kind of listening to it and obviously keeping up with the chat and things like that. And I saw the halftime highlights. And obviously, yeah, it just seemed to be on control. But then Forest Green come out second half, and again, you know, bit of a lucky
They
goal, the
did
third
well.
one, and we needed it because they were really putting us under pressure. They were pushing high up, and we just needed to move the ball a little bit quicker, I thought, and we'd have found more pockets. But as Luton seem to do really well, is when we come under pressure, we can't handle that. But at the same time, to come away with a win after losing another 3 goal. Can you say that? Another 3 goal lead?
But we won
Um,
this one.
but we did win this one. We was on the right side of this one. So I think that a 3-0 win, a 4-0 win would have been massively, confidence boosting. But I think even winning 4-3 in the circumstances will give us just as much confidence as well. I think 'cause it will really, hopefully, see right. We've overcome that problem that we normally get where we capitulate, but we've actually been able to turn it around in the same game. So yeah, positives.
Yeah, we actually found that bottle. That's something
Mm.
that's been in short supply, like a bottle factory that's gone out of business sometimes,
Yeah,
like with the lack of bottles we
just
have.
tin cans now, aren't we? Yeah.
Yeah, so true. Okay, well, you answered the question I was going to ask. Like, do you think this will have a positive impact rather than negative? So that's good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. And as Ryman touched on, I mean, we're coming back into a league game with probably one of the toughest away games you're probably going to get this season as well. So I'd say those three wins very important, and we'll see how we go into Stockport away.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Ryman pointed out, like, I'll come to you, Ryman. Sorry for interrupting. I think at the beginning of the season, back when we were doing League One table predictions, Ryman, you had Stockport top, I
I
believe,
did.
numero uno.
Numero uno. Yeah. For me, they look, or prior to the start of the season, they had probably the most exciting attack in the league. I thought they were extremely unlucky in the playoffs as well. Still don't know how they didn't make it to at least the final. Good manager, good set of players, and have done some really good business over the summer. And they probably had
Mhm.
a bit of a slower start, but not you know not awful, but a slower start as did Cardiff, as did Huddersfield, and Luton, both still sort of slow, if you like. but they're really sort of banging in the goals now, aren't they? I know at home it's been a bit tighter, but they've been scoring quite a lot of goals. So yeah, it's that really. They're an exciting team to watch going forward. It'll be tough. It'll be tough. I wouldn't read too much into conceding 3 in the FA Cup, apart from the fact that we know what Luton are like, as Wedge said, when we come under pressure. I think it is different. It's such a different kind of beast in how teams react in the Cup than how they will do in the league. I think it will be a very different game. I hope so for our own hearts and and health purposes. But yeah, it's going to be tough, isn't it?
Yeah, completely. I think this is probably I said it on the phone. This is the acid test for new Luton. It simply is. And we'll talk about. We'll look ahead to that game. Like once we've hit on everything else that's on the agenda, you can see good evening, everyone watching today as well, and everyone watching back. Hello to everyone in the chat. Good evening. And you'll see there's the sort of lineup of what we're going to be talking about on the left hand side, stage right. I don't know what we call this. To me, it's on the left hand side of the video. Stage right, stage left. I don't know, but I do want to know. Maybe
Reverse Sky
someone can
Sports,
tell
that's
me.
what it is.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, well, you gotta get your inspiration from somewhere. Yeah, this is the acid test. This is where we see where we're truly at. If we have that bottle, if we can start up that bottle factory again, or if we just go back to manufacturing tin cans, as Wedge said.
Yeah. I mean, I think going forward, I don't have too much in the way of going forward to kind of criticise. I think we do, again,
Not
finishing
even
does.
Keeley. Not even Josh Keeley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're always, he is what he is at the moment. But again, it's going to be defensively. Like we're just still not defensively sound, even though we do keep, the odd clean sheet here and there. I want to see a Dauphin in that starting 11, and at the moment I'd have him as a right back because he played at right back I think against the Brighton under-21s, and he looks so much assured there than Makoso does, and then even a couple of times
Longwick.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone, rightfully so. I mean, racism aside, Mengi he deserved his fair share of criticism. Obviously, didn't deserve anything more than just criticism. But Longwhite
But he
was
knew
just
that
as
as well. Like
susceptible.
Mengi knew he was bad. That's why the apology
Yeah,
came out straight away after the game.
but
Yeah.
Longwhite was at fault for 2 of Forest Green's goals. And I wouldn't have him in the team. I'd have a Dauphin as a right back because against Brighton, it makes it so much easier for the right winger to attack when you've got that assuredness and support. A Dauphin there's 2 or 3 runs where he just carried the ball 30, 40 yards down the right hand side. And we don't get that with Makoso. So I'd move Makoso inside. I'd have him there with Naismith and I'll put Bradman on the left. And I think that just gives you so much more balance defensively and going forward. That's what I think.
But Naismith hasn't been that great either.
He hasn't, but I'd rather have him in there than Mengi.
I think. I mean, we'll talk, aren't we? We could talk about the look ahead when we do the preview a little bit later in terms of this. But no, it's fine because I think it links into kind of what we were talking about anyway. But for me, I have a feeling that Jack will start the same 2 in the middle of the defence. I think it'll be Mengi and Naismith. I certainly think Naismith is going to start. He's made it clear he wants a left-footed defender on the left-hand side, so that is him. And you're right, Ollie, that I don't think Naismith has had too many good games. His last league game was his best game for me, apart from the header right at the end that nearly cost us a goal. But prior to that point, which is true, that was it. The rest of that game, I thought he was excellent. I really do, much more like his old self. And just like with Mengi and just like a number of our players, it's just getting that consistency, right? So the moment you think we've got a problem solved, they go and create the problem again. Like, you know, when we've had wingers come in and start, and you think, right, they're the answer to the problem. And then the next week, I mean, you talked about Kadua, who I think has been very, very good this season. But I think every time he started games, he's nowhere near the impact that he has been when he's come on. Shaden Morris,
100%
obviously
agree,
the
yeah.
same thing. Ali, Ali pretty much all season. So it's really frustrating to watch because, you know, the player that you think was going to be an absolute surefire 9 or 10 out of 10 suddenly disappears. The only exception is probably Clark. But, you know, so who knows? It's so hard to tell, right, what kind of game they're going to have, based on the sort of two most recent performances of both of them. I just get the feeling he'll start the same two, which I wouldn't be completely adverse to. I get the consistency argument, so I'm fine with that. But I'm with Wedge. I'd play it off on the right hand side as well.
And you saw kind of against Northampton when the Dauphin made that goal line clearance. I've never seen Mengi as passionate as, or you know, as celebrating that goal line clearance.
Yeah.
Like, I think he does need someone who he can properly feed off of, which he had at the beginning of the Premier League. You know, when him and Lockyer were playing together. You know, Lockyer's passion, Mengi fed off of it. So I think having a Dauphin there, maybe that will elevate Mengi's performances.
As does Keeley. Yeah, as does Keeley. Need that vocal leaders at the back. You know, with a young keeper, you need someone else that's going to be vocal as well. So I absolutely agree.
Yeah, I was going to say regarding a Dauphin getting back and making that clearance and Menki's reaction, as Jeremy Osborne would say, that's contagious.
Yeah,
this is contagious. But that goal line clearance was outrageous.
It was outrageous. Yeah. Okay, there we go.
I mean, he's only played, you know, a handful of minutes for us now. You can see why Rotherham fans were really disappointed that he left. And I'm glad we're kind of finally starting to see him in the team, because I think it will be key player.
Okay, we're talking about people that we could see in the team. The club have been releasing pictures of Jacob Brown back on the training grounds. Let's put injuries aside. Let's live in a hypothetical world where players don't get injured anymore. What does this mean for our starting front line? Where does Jacob Brown fit in to this front line? Because we got Ali Al-Hamidi, who we're getting back to match fitness. Wells is there. But,
Yates.
you know, Yates as well. And then you got Nordas, who's sort of just rotting in the reserves right now.
And Bode as well. Right?
I keep forgetting about
Bode.
Bode needs to play on the left. I think Bode is like the backup to Izzy Jones right now on the left.
Can I just, while you're on that point, because I think Brown has the same thing. I don't think he's a backup to any of the front players. He'll be a backup to the right-hand side. That's where he'll play, I think, to the right-hand side.
Wow.
Yeah. But that's the competition. I would look more at that side of the pitch than I would through the middle. Because, I think he's shown in the past that he's probably better just off on the right-hand side than he is through the middle. He's not... I mean, last season, no one was a natural goal scorer for us, let's be honest. But, players like Carlton Morris and Elijah Adebayo are much more centrally focused strikers, as are the other players that you've listed. I think that it would be then between him. Richard seems to be quite in favour on that side of the pitch now, doesn't he? So
it's a shame if it pushes Richards further back in the pecking order.
Yeah,
that's
agree.
A real shame because he looks a right talent and can carry a ball as well.
I don't think he gets in above Richards as things stand. I really don't.
Yeah.
I think he's going to have to prove himself. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, yes, he's got pedigree. Yes, he's played in the Premier League and many, many games in the Championship. But so has Marvelous Nakamba. And look where he is on the pecking order. Players that have been out for a long time and have also demonstrated that they'd much rather be at other clubs. And let's face it, if it wasn't for a failed medical, he'd be at Bristol City. So if I don't see Jack Wilshere. Yeah, I don't see, and Jack Wilshere's favourite phrase at the moment is about earning the right. And I know he talks about that in a football sense. And I'm sure he's talking about it in terms of a squad sense as well. I don't think he gets in over Richards personally. I hope he doesn't, really, from what you're saying, Ollie, as well, because he's such a promising talent as well. It depends whether he wants to keep him there, but the centre of the midfield in terms of Richards is also hugely competitive, isn't it? So depending on Clark's injury. So
Yeah.
That
Richard
becomes more
works
difficult.
really well on the right wing, but it works even better if you have an overlapping right back.
Mhm.
Someone that will stretch the play so Richards can sort of bomb inside, as we saw. You know, his first instinct when he takes the ball down is how can I go inside? And that is what you want to see, because we've had so much time where it's always, oh, get the ball out to the wings. Gotta
Wide as
cross
wide
the
as
ball
wide,
in.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, get it wide, get it wide. And the Alfie Doughty hangover.
Yeah.
Constantly trying to play it out to the wing, thinking that Alfie Doughty will be there to swing it in. Look, Cohen Bramall has a left foot on him.
Well, look
Yeah.
how much playing Kajura as an inverted left wing has helped Cohen Bramall's game as well. It's given him far more space on that side, because we know Kajura is likely to now cut inside and move that space. The problem is, I can't believe we're coming to this already. We'll use this fun one in January about, hey, guess what? We need a right back. We've needed a right back forever, and we still need one. So
And Gary
that's the
Sweet said
problem,
we've
isn't
got right backs.
it? Yeah.
We got 5 people. Well, no, it was actually Yusuf Sajjad that said we have 5 people that can play in that position. None of them are any goods.
And we've probably got
But-
20 players who can play in that position. They just can't play it very well because they're not right backs.
Seeing Kevin Nichols playing goal, it doesn't mean I wanted him there every week. It's a fun game.
Yeah. No, exactly. That's the thing. You need. We're getting to the point where we've nearly almost got so many round pegs and round holes, but it's just like I feel Bramall is naturally going to be that left back. It's the right back that's letting us down, and
Mhm.
you're only as strong as your weakest link. And right now, that the right back position is where we can get got at, and we have been got at. Like I
Mhm.
think every Forest Green goal came from that position. The first 2 definitely no,
Not the
wait.
penalty.
the
The penalty was the other side with
No,
Mengi.
the
Yeah.
penalty was the other side, but the first one with Longwick getting turned
Longwick, yeah.
and muscled off. Second one we gave away the penalty because Mengi got turned, and then third there were 3 players competing for that
Cycled.
ball that was
Yeah.
sent to the back stick, and they could have won it as well with a ball that was sent to the back stick again, headed on the bar, and they could have won it with that. I think it was Booth.
They equalised last
last
kick
kick of the
game
game.
for equalisation.
Last kick of the game,
equalising, yeah.
exactly. That also came from losing the aerials on the right side of defence, which is
Mhm.
crazy. When you got Longwick there, you expect to win your aerials at the very least.
Yeah, but it's like Makosso, isn't it? I mean, they're both tall lads. It's the positioning that's the problem when you put a centre back in right back positions. Is the issue is that you'd expect Longwhite to deal with those diagonals that were happening in the first half, but because of his positioning, same with Makosso as well. He's trying to play too far inside, so that's where we need it. It's not.
Remember that game against who was it? It was Bradford. Was it Bradford? Where Makosso was right back.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Well, that
just
first goal against Bradford. Oh God.
The space
Yeah.
that was given.
Yeah.
See, I think a natural sided right back will know, that it's all right to, be a bit closer to the man, and maybe communication there as well to say, right, I'm going to go cover this man because there is just, all the space of the planet, for this guy to run into. Defender, you drop, midfielder, you drop back, or just pull everyone across. And we keep seeing it where the diags, when you play Makosso or Longwick, whoever, the diags in behind the right sides, that is the way to get us. But there aren't as many ways to get us.
Well, Lincoln City were doing it as well, weren't they? So
Yeah.
big diagonals of the whole game. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like you said, it's
There are
one
fewer.
problem rather than 5 or 6. That
Yeah,
we've had
exactly. Like
previously.
before okay, cast your mind back to Burnley, first game of the season. Do you remember like all those goals? Do you remember that goal where Lyle Taylor just ran the full length of the pitch through the middle of the park, completely unchallenged? See, we're a long way from that now.
I mean, that's all it was, wasn't it? At that point, at the end of the Premier League season, was the same. All you needed to do was go boop, because all the defenders were on the halfway line, and none of them were as quick as anybody else we played in opposition. So that's literally what we had to do. Yeah, I mean, Yeah, we are a long way from that game and that lineup as well. I think Zach Nelson was playing defensive midfield in that game, wasn't he? If I remember rightly. Oh,
Yeah. Well,
that
there's
is
another one then. Like, where does
yeah.
Zach Nelson fit into this lineup? Because I
reckon the
feel
youth
he needs a
team.
loan potentially.
Mm,
I feel
I
bad
think
for him
I
because
think he needs to earn his place back. I don't know. I don't know whether a loan. I don't know. It does depend, doesn't it, in terms of football? Like, it's clearly his confidence has been shot by the last few. He's taken. I mean, Wentz was talking about us taking too long on the ball. I think he is a proponent of that when his confidence is low, as is Ali and players like that as well. But yeah, well, he doesn't fit into the team at the moment. In for me, he doesn't get in ahead of the likes of Clark, the likes of Lamine Fanny, the likes of Richards. If he moves back into the centre of midfield, he's not getting in above any of those players, right?
And you say like with your confidence, I would just like one or two of our players to be in a rich vein of form. Like no one, like you say, you don't know what player, what version of any of our players is going to turn up on the day, do you? I just want one or two players with that, right? They're in good form. They're the first name on the team sheet. Because again, when you look at the wingers, when you got Morris and Kadua and Jones, and you think, who are you going to go with? Who is that number one winger or centre half that is going to be starting every single game? We don't have that player in that kind of form at the moment.
Yeah,
But there's
I've
still time, isn't there?
Yeah,
There
I'm not
is.
so worried with the winger situation on that. I agree with you on the centre backs. I think consistency is key. With wingers, for me, I think you can actually, that's fine. You can rotate. We all know that wingers usually get knackered after about 60, 70 minutes anyway, don't they? If they're running full pelt. So that doesn't worry me too much. Kadua coming on as good. Shaden Morris scares the hell out of most defences. Better coming on, I still think, but so that's okay. I don't mind a bit of rotation there. It's kind of the centre backs, the centre forwards. We need, as you say, centre forwards. We need someone in a goal scoring rich vein of form. But we've got a starting point. Naki Wells has scored 2 in the last week, and Yates has scored 2. All right, none of those goals are going to set the world alight. That doesn't matter really, because we know they can both score goals. At least that's a good start. Hopefully, then that inspires the rest of them to start kicking on as well.
Yeah, we can't keep playing Naki Wells as the centre forward. We can't. I know you love him. I know that.
I just think he's played very well. I think he's played very well in the last few games. I thought he played well against Northampton as well. And I think under Wilshere, we are creating more and more clear-cut chances. And he will score them. He's not going to keep missing those. He's not. I think, but if all he did was miss chances from 4 yards out, I'd agree with you. But he also helps to set up that play as well. But I don't disagree with you either. Naki Wells is 35 years old. We literally can't keep playing Naki Wells anyway. That's not why he came in. Fine. It's going to be interesting, isn't it? The centre forward position and what he chooses. I don't think Al Hamdi's starting. I see Al Hamdi on the bench, isn't he? He's going to be on the bench. He's not going to start. So for me, it's between Yates and Wells on who starts the game on. Again, we'll come to that in a bit. But I think Wells offers a lot in the build-up as well.
Yeah, but Yates can do that as well. Yates can drop deep.
The thing with playing one up the top as well is you do rely on the 3 or 4 players behind to support them, especially out of possession, because when you've got that one person, it's very, very easy for them to just chase shadows when the other team are playing it across the back. So that you really do need those players behind to support Naki Wells as much as possible and going forward, because you can always play the ball up to Naki Wells and he might be able to hold it up, but if he hasn't got those people to just one touch, two touch, pass it off to, and then make the run, then he's not going to look like he's doing anything. So it's not all on Naki Wells. It is on those people supporting him.
I think his improvement has come on leaps and bounds with the addition of Lamine Fanny behind him.
Massive.
He's really coming along, Fanny, isn't he? As well.
Massively.
Yeah. He 100% has improved a lot, and
great finish against Forest Green as well. A really good finish.
Yeah,
great goal.
Yeah.
our first and third goals and our fourth one, to be fair,
The fourth
were
was
all
good. It was a
brilliant
nice
plays.
touch from Al Hamidi.
Al Hamidi, brilliant touch, and then the pass from Yates was under pressure as well, considering the time in the game. That was an excellent pass. But yeah, I mean, our third goal, the flip round when Lamine getting the keeper charging him down, and to have the composure to just lift it over him and put it on a plate for Naki Wells, that was really composed, and we've just not seen that, right? It's taken us like 7 or 8 good chances to score one goal. You know, we pretty much scored all those goals. Okay, the keeper did gift us one of those, but we scored those goals from open play, which is in itself amazing.
Winning the ball up in their half as well.
Yeah.
Izzy
Yes.
Jones on the third one, and I can't remember who it was on the fourth, but we won that ball by pressing up high as well. So yeah, little things are coming to fruition, and
Yeah, you go back like 5 weeks that when Al Hamidi won that ball for the fourth goal, and it gets to Yates. Yeah, and it gets to Yates. You know what would have happened like 5 weeks ago? That ball would have been played out, you know, recycled back towards Al Hamidi to the wing, to the left wing for someone to try and cross the ball in.
Yeah,
that just shows how far we've come now. And I personally, I love it. I love that we have other ideas. And you know, you can attack down the wing, you can attack down the middle. There are a variety, a myriad of things that you can do on a football pitch. Who would have thought it? You can play through the middle of the pitch. Yeah.
It's and as well, I think it's so needed. I know we sort of talked about this as well, but relying on set pieces as we have done for the last 2 seasons, firstly, it's just not going to work so well in League One, you know, because they're used to set pieces. They're used to that sort of play far more in the league, and also we're going to mostly play against teams playing a low block against us. Whenever we've seen, I've watched it so many times. You get a winger to the byline, and you just look in, and there's about, you know, their whole team in the box waiting for the cross to come in. You're not as likely to score, so it's just sensible, isn't it, to start playing the ball through the thirds a lot more.
Yeah, absolutely. And often when, you know, they're all queued up in the middle for a cross as well, our strikers have always been just standing behind their defenders.
Yeah,
you know,
or not there.
Yeah, exactly, or not there. Yeah, but that's all improving. It's encouraging. But yeah, as I said, this is the acid test. Before we get on to talk about the Hatters Derby, again, hello to everyone that's
sounds
watching
so much
live.
better than the Reflow Derby, doesn't it?
Oh god, the Reflux Derby, mate. Yeah, yeah. But Reflow are now on the hook to plant 8,000 trees.
Yeah.
It's like, where the hell are they going to put
over? Yeah.
Where are they going to put them?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the ground gone. It's just all going to be trees now.
Yeah.
Anyway, we won't talk about that.
Absolutely mad. Like to say, oh, we're going to do 1,000 trees for.
Well, when we move to Power Court, we can have like Kenilworth Forest or something like that.
It's going to be built on top of a canopy of trees. It'll be very unique. Get some comments before we go on to the next bit. Good evening, everyone. By the way, Danny Club says home game in the Virtue Trophy. Is that because we finished top of our group? If so, excellent. Hopefully that's well attended. I think we finished top on goal difference, I believe.
It depends on the Cambridge Brighton result, and I didn't check it. So
last time I checked, it was 1-0
to Cambridge.
It's finished 1-0. So happy days. We finished top with a goal difference of +3.
Goal difference. Yeah.
Yep. And Cambridge go through with us. So happy days. I don't know about the format. So we could potentially meet them again in the semi-final, I think, because you do essentially the final is always north versus south. And that means we're essentially going to play the entire competition in the southern region.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we could potentially meet them. If they win all their games, we could come up against Pelly Ruddock again in the semi-final. And I think that would be quite poetic, actually, because it was that game that got Bloomfield sacked. So, yeah.
No, that was the game before that got Bloomfield.
Game before. Lawless was in charge.
Oh, okay.
He was already gone.
Wow, nearly perfect. Whoopsie daisy. Right. Kate is saying, I think Nordas will go in January.
Yeah, me too.
Might be going back to Norway. Yeah, I feel for him. But it doesn't always work for people outside the Arctic Circle, does it?
Again, another player that we didn't know who would turn up whenever he was on the pitch. Like, would he have his finesse touch, or would he just be going around clotheslining people in the air? No idea.
As I said, he has a touch of the Schwabnys. However, Schwabny got to play a lot more games, and there wasn't that much of a squad ahead of him as well. So he got on the pitch, and there was a massive injury crisis. He got his chance. I don't think Nordas got the chance that he deserved. You know, we discussed it before, like with Woodrow and whatnot. You know, you can't really turn it on for, 10 minutes here, 5 minutes there. Yeah.
Have you given Woodrow an excuse, Ollie?
No. I most definitely haven't, because he does not have the physical attributes to be a footballer at this level.
He scored an absolute banger in the League Cup, didn't he?
Against Fulham.
Against Fulham, yeah. What
he's
a
got
goal.
one in his locker every single season, and that's about it.
I think he scored again the following game, didn't he?
Yeah,
scored
but
two, yeah. Scored a brace
2 in one game. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at it this way. He's going to go back to being a meandering average player. He will. Come on.
He'd probably be our top scorer if he had bought.
No, he wouldn't. Shut your face. Right. Another comment.
Morris,
Nelson and Nordas. Yeah, don't mention Carlton Morris. Nelson and Nordas.
Best striker in the Championship, mate.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Don't get me started on those Sheffield United goals. Have you seen that? Where he's like, he was getting caught up by Ben Mee. 58-year-old Ben Mee was catching up with him after he had like a 20-yard head start.
He scored again.
Dear.
Yeah, scored yesterday.
He scored again yesterday.
Yeah, again from a corner. He scored. He's a corner penalty.
You are
tapping merchant.
You are clutching at straws to try and justify your opinion. He has 9 goals already in this league.
Talking about tapping merchants, Wells had 2 tap-ins at the weekend, and he's missing his penalties.
Yeah, exactly.
Scoring his penalties.
I'm not the one defending Wells. I'm not the one. Yeah, swiftly changing the subject as soon as we talk about Wells scoring from 4 yards.
Both of them.
Yeah. Okay. Well, ironically, I think Carlton would actually do bits in this. Obviously, he was a victim of being told to play out of the wing. It was always a case of the ball would go in to Carlton, and Carlton would be standing about 10 yards away from the guy crossing the ball. From Phil Clark, Nelson and Nordas should both go out on loan in January. Okay, so Phil thinks we should keep Nordas. Interesting. Regular League 2 football will benefit them both. That's crazy for Nelson, considering he made his debut for Luton in the Premier League just under 2 years ago. Yeah, alone in League 2 will sort him out. I think I said it at the time, maybe. Yeah, I must have said it last season. Nelson should have gone out on loan when we were in the Championship, because essentially we were poisoning him. We were ruining his confidence, and we have dragged him down with us. We've taken any semblance of confidence, for a 20-year-old to be relegated back to back in 2 years. It's disgraceful. Kate also says we almost look like Arsenal going forward. Shame we look like the anchor and duck at the back.
Not quite Arsenal, but hopefully Wilshere will get us there.
Oh yeah. When Oxlade-Chamberlain comes in.
Oh, for goodness sake!
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Well, it's not. Have you seen the?
A very good chance of getting Henry.
Have you seen the source material of this rumor, though? Isn't it?
Was it Tim Sherwood?
It's just Tim Sherwood going, I think they should go for him. Yeah, I mean, good God. I mean, if we did everything Tim Sherwood thinks we should do, well, we wouldn't have Wilshere as manager for a start.
Yeah, exactly. He didn't even think it was the right appointment in the first place.
How is that man? How is that man a pundit? How is that man still getting airtime? Good God, absolutely ridiculous. But anyway,
it's just a boys' club. They don't want people that actually talk sense. They'll just
let's get him on as a guest.
Oh yeah, no, thank you. No, thank you. Yeah, but when he said, what was the example he was using? Was it West Brom or Stoke? I think it was West Brom.
Yeah, it was that's why you thought Stoke.
They went out and got Pulis. Like, okay,
They got Pulis 5-6 years after his prime before you, mate. That's how good you are at managing at football. Just that's the thing. Absolutely useless individual. Sorry, I can't stand him, man. I might have made that clear.
He's the man that made Harry Kane, I'll have you know.
Well,
He
yeah.
He's Harry Kane's dad?
him. Yeah, well, he's as good as. He's the guy that gave him his chance in the
He
Spurs
gave him his
team.
chance, yeah. He did.
And he will tell
Stockport.
anyone that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is his
kept
claim.
him there for a long time, wouldn't it? It kept him in business for a while, that one.
Yeah. No, indeed it did. Talking about developing the next generation of talent, just a quick heartwarming one. It's EFL Week of Action. Could be quite virtue signally in a way, but it was nice to see Wilshire and Harford visiting Chiltern Academy in Luton. It's just a shame they only do these types of things when it's like EFL Week of Action rather than just making it part of their community work. I don't know. Maybe they do that. I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think we did. We certainly remember us doing that quite a lot in the past. But yeah, I've not noticed it recently. But yeah, it's good. Obviously, great, and especially seeing someone like Jack Wilshere turn up at your local school is pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah, but those kids won't know who he is.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Yeah, I forgot how old we were. Yeah, who are you?
It's like, oh, Jack Wilshere. Who is Jack?
I don't know who Jack Wilshere is. Come on. When's the last time he played? When's the last time he played in the Premier League? It wasn't too long ago, was it?
2021. 4 or 5
Was
years
it?
ago.
Yeah, 2021. Right. Okay. Yeah, it was quite a long
It's all
time.
about the youth. Obviously, old Evans getting his the youngest senior
amazing.
goal scorer for Luton.
Oh, that's old news, Dollface. But I guess
we
you haven't been on here, have you?
We didn't do one last week. You haven't been on here since then either.
I know. Whoopsie daisy.
We did do the phone in. So we talked about it in the phone in on Sunday. But
of course, it is a very good point. Talking about the youth. I hope he does get another game, Finley Evans. Youngest goal scorer since who, Wedge? Pop quiz.
Ever.
No, youngest goal scorer. Who was the previous youngest goal scorer? Pop quiz.
Was it yourself, Ollie?
No, it was not. But you can find all these answers out on hattersheritage.co.uk. Gotta get a plug in there somewhere. It was Ricky Hill. He was 17 years and 25 days. He scored on his debut against Bristol Rovers. Happy days. Yeah,
I mean, it is great. I think he'll get a fair run in the Virtue.
It's got a
certainly. We
what's
don't.
Gozy?
That's a really good question because he wasn't involved at all, was he? And then we picked Evans, and
has he got an injury? I don't know.
We had Fox as well. Let's not forget, obviously different positions, but we had Fox on the pitch as well.
First Luton-born player since who, Wedge?
Keith Keane.
You know what? I can't think right off the top of my head.
You told me. You told me what it was on Sunday.
Yeah,
it wasn't Keith Keane, I don't think. I don't remember now. You did tell me. It's that sort of era.
Go to Hatters Heritage and you'll find out.
Yeah, well, I'm actually going to go to Hatters Heritage now because we, in a recent update, we have put places of birth, towns, countries, all that. It's all searchable. Unbelievable. Hatters Heritage.
Which hospital? Yeah.
Well, yeah, not exactly what hospital. We're not there yet because some of that information isn't exactly available. But it's cool, isn't it? Okay, he's the first Luton-born player since Josh Neuville. There we go.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Who is also having a very good season as well.
Yes, don't remind us.
Just?
Yes, isn't he just?
Josh Neuville is having a very good season, Ollie.
Isn't he? It wasn't my decision to release him. If I made the decision, he'd still be in the team. And in all fairness, he's Luton through and through. Like he would have stayed. 100% would have stayed.
Yeah, I think it's quite difficult sometimes, isn't it? With that sort of, he's clearly a talent. I think we all recognise that. Even when he wasn't playing in the side, and we're all disappointed when he left. It is disappointing, but it is also difficult when we haven't. Well, as I mentioned this before, we haven't got the infrastructure to keep those players happy and keep them playing games. And at the time, he wasn't going to get into our first team, so it is a difficult one. But I get it. It's everyone's going to regret it now, particularly, and everyone could see that happening too. He was clearly going to do well.
Would he
Classically,
still get in our team above the likes of like Izzy Jones and Morrison?
Good question.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's a
no,
good question.
yeah,
If
that's a
we
good
have
question.
too many
How is
players.
Jones fit and playing that side?
if we're still playing right wing backs, maybe he would.
I'm glad we're
He'd be
not.
an option. He'd be an option, but
No more.
it's good for his career that he's sort of developing and going up the pyramid now. Well, he got promoted with ASC Wimbledon, jumped ship to Bradford, arguably a bigger team. I'd say Bradford are probably a bigger team than us as well, right now anyway. They just had short shrifts like for the past few years, but they're a massive team, Brad.
Yeah.
So fair play. He's playing under a good manager. Right, but like Finley Evans, happy days, you know. It was a good goal as well, wasn't it? He absolutely spanked that in. Left-footed defender. Does he
Yeah,
start
very
ahead of?
composed.
Does he start ahead of Naismith? It wasn't just the finish either. It was just a good all-round performance from him.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It was solid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Let's have a look ahead to the Hatters derby. Stockport, famously the Hatters as well, or not famously. I don't know how famous they are. They've been
They
on
were the Hatters
tremendous.
before we were.
Were they? Were they? This
Yeah.
is what is this? AFC Stockport. This isn't the same Stockport. This isn't your Brett Angel and Alan Armstrong Stockport. This is
Isn't it? I wouldn't have known.
It is,
this is
isn't it?
Phoenix.
Not
I thought it was
AFC, are they?
Phoenix. Or do
No,
they
they're
go
just
all the
No.
way
Stockport County.
down? No,
They're
are they
just
still?
Stockport County, aren't they?
Same
Which
team
team
that
am
got
I thinking?
relegated from
Yeah,
Wimbledon.
it's been a hell of a journey anyway for them. Like they've gone
Yeah.
pretty much as low as you can go, and they've come back with a vengeance. And Dave Challoner, like as you said, Ryman, he's got them playing. It was a bad beat last season, but this is
If they hadn't have
this is
been
the big
coming up at
this
the same time as Wrexham, then they'd have had so much more exposure to just the journey they've been on as well. It's just really annoying for them that it's at the same timeline as Wrexham. But yeah, they've done really well as a club, haven't they? So yeah.
and they got some money behind them as well. So what do we need to see in this game from Luton Town?
Resoluteness.
Some resilience. Yeah, that. There you go. Yeah, we've got to ride a few storms. There's absolutely no way that they're not going to have some big moments in the game. We're going to have to ride a few storms, and therefore we've got to have the organisation in the defence that we haven't always seen this season. But hopefully, the sort of the Northampton performance as opposed to some of the others. That's what we've got to see. We've got to work our way into the game. I can't see it any other way personally.
I'd be happy for us like when we have got the ball. It's going to be a proper away day performance to get anything out of it. But when we've got the ball, just slow the game down, pass it around the back, not slowly, like 1-2 touch, but around the back and just try and take this thing out of the game and just try and find little pockets and attack that way. Because I don't think we're going to be able to, outplay Stockport at their pace. So it's just got to be. It's going to be more of a tactical game from Wiltshire, I think. But I don't think there's any reason why we can't go out there and get something out of the game.
Yeah, 100%. I'm going to do this in a really backward way now, and get involved in the comments, everyone watching. Even if you're not watching it live, get your thoughts in. Why not? Like, get comments in. Let's see what you say about this. I'm going to do this in different pieces. Okay, so obviously Keely's going to start in goal because he's Wedge's favorite. So let's start. Okay, the double pivot. Which one of you wants to take that? Who should start in that double pivot too? Because obviously that is where the control of the game sort of starts and hinges? Does Jordan Clark come straight back in if he's fit, or does Liam Walsh go
wait.
in?
Are we not going
If-
in the centre of defence, or where are we going?
No. I said I'm going to jump around. Jump
double-
around. Jump
Yeah,
around.
would-
House of
I-
Pain.
Well, I think I would probably go with Saville in that defensive midfield role.
Yeah.
And they've played Lamine alongside him, but I think Lamine's probably more recently been further up the pitch, hasn't he? So does that leave it
that
open?
is why I said
That's
double
why you're
pivot and
asking.
not the front,
Yeah.
not the front four.
Not the front four, no. So I have a feeling maybe, depending on Clark's fitness, that he could put Walsh there next to Saville. Could be Walsh.
I think
There's an
Saville. 4-1-4-1. It's not. It's Saville's kind of playing there by himself at the moment, isn't he? And we're playing the other two midfielders slightly further up.
Yeah, but I'd say like
It's more of a
Walsh, when he's
4-1-4-1
playing,
we're playing.
I'd say it's more of a 4-2-3-1 personally, because it's a double pivot. So that's the thing. Like one will sit,
Yeah.
one will go forward, then the other one will sit, and the other one will go forward. But Saville tends to more.
Yeah.
He's
the
the one that
sitter.
sits more, doesn't he?
Yeah, and when Walsh plays as well, Walsh doesn't really go forward much at all.
No.
Sort of sat back. So it became like a, well, not a pivot
Yeah.
at all. It just became
No,
like
exactly. You need,
go in and then you split them through a piece of
Yeah.
paper. Yeah.
which is where I think Clark would be that better.
Yeah,
midfielder
Clark
to
can
play
Clark
along with.
100% progress the ball better.
Yeah.
By dribbling it. Okay then. Shall we go front four then, or should we go back four?
How about we
Well,
do the left side and then the right side? How do you want to do this, Ollie?
Start with the subs.
Yeah. Okay, so who are the seven? Who are the seven on the bench?
No. Stop it. So confusing.
What's their pre-match meal gonna be? We're asking all the important questions here.
Yeah, nice. Fish and chips and a can of Tennants. Come on.
Oh, they're not playing in Scotland, mate.
Yeah,
It's not
sorry.
Adam Boyd, is it?
It's not that. It's not that far to the northern border, is it? I don't know what they drink in Stockport. There's no use asking you. Your geography is terrible. I know it's up near
Stockport,
Manchester,
that's,
isn't it?
that's on the coast, isn't it?
It is up that
Yeah.
Manchester way.
Yeah,
isn't it?
let's stop with geography. Come on, right, okay.
By France, right?
We talked about the back four quite a lot already. Should we talk about the front players instead? Let's start, like you said, with the front three or front four, however you want to see it. I don't mind.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's do
So
Front four.
yeah, the front four. So I don't think Naki Wells should start. I think Yates should get a go. I think he's more mobile. I think he can.
I don't
hold
think
up
he will.
better.
I think he'll stick with Wales. He scored 2 at the weekend. I think it would be a miss to not start Wells, considering he's just bagged a couple. And I'll be honest, from what I've seen from
Played
Yates so
3
far,
games.
I don't think he offers more than what Wells offers at the moment either.
But
But that's because he's not getting game time.
okay. But
and
I'll
he's
put it to
coming
you.
back
This
from-
would be Wells's 4th game in 2 weeks.
Ooh,
4th game in 3 weeks. He's 35, mate.
Will it?
yeah, but
He didn't play against. He didn't play against Brighton, did he?
Didn't he?
He only
No.
played in the cup. No, he didn't play against
Oh.
Brighton. He only played against Forest Green.
Against Brighton.
Yates played against Brighton. He scored 2
okay.
against
Feels
Brighton. Didn't he?
so long ago, right?
Yeah. Then Nordas came on, but Wales didn't. Yeah, I don't think Wales was in the squad. I don't remember.
Okay. So who's supporting Wells then? Because there's obviously a fair bit of rotation on the wings.
Jones, I think, has to start.
Yeah, left wing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's made that inside forward position his own, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Crucial.
And you can just see he's better than a League One player. And I think we're still so lucky. I know obviously he was injured, but we're very fortunate to have a player of his caliber in our squad, and he starts every week. I would. Fanny
in behind, but then who's on the right?
Richards for me.
Yeah. Again, I think Ryan, you touched on it earlier. Kudua's impact when he comes on is he did it against Blackpool. He did it at the weekend. Or he did it against someone else. I can't remember as well. Like he give him 20, 25 minutes.
End of the game against Bradford, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I don't know whether he came on, but he scored. So
I think he can run defenses even more ragged coming on. So, like I say, yeah, Richards, I think, is a good shout.
So
I
how
also
about
think that
Where's
No,
Morris
no, I
at
was
the moment? Is he back from injury yet? Do we know?
he'll be back soon. He's injured though.
Still
What
out at the moment.
what do you guys think about
And then what
Richards?
about Millie Ali?
5 minutes. Yeah, where exactly? What about Millie Ali?
I think we're on Swapsies land when it comes to Wilshere. So I would suggest that Kajua would play on the left when he comes on for Izzy Jones and give him a break after about an hour, because Izzy Jones is still only just back. So I think Kajua does have an impact in this game, and I think he plays him on the second half, but on the left. And I think Millie Ali exactly the same, but on the right hand side. I think he's played Millie Ali on the right against Mansfield. I think, off the top of my head, I might be wrong. He either came on or he played at the start of that game. So I think that's the way that it works, and he switches them round personally. It is going to be a very interesting conversation when Shaden Morris is fit. He can't be far away. I've said that about many players, but he did say he was going to be. Yeah, I hope not, because he's an exciting player.
What's
but
Elijah's status at the moment? How far away is Elijah?
He's back training.
Yeah, I think Wilshere he's back on the grass. He's not training yet, is he? I think Wilshere put some cold water on it, because there were all the pictures that came out when he was in the training gear, and everyone got very excited that he might be back. But I think they're being cautious. I think it's clearly he's at the moment he's ahead of schedule, but we've been here before, right? So
yeah, at the beginning of the season, I was told March. At the beginning of the season, well, before the beginning of the season. Chris Powell, when I spoke to Powell about it, he said he was very impressed with Elijah's attitude, which is great to hear. He's committed. Yeah, but I reckon we won't see him before March at the very least. But he's registered. He's registered for the season, just in case he does somehow make a miraculous recovery and he's back. FYI, they drink Boddingtons. Thank you, Danny Club. They drink Boddingtons.
Northwest, isn't it? Near Manchester. Of course they do. Yeah, that makes sense.
Is it near Manchester?
Yeah, of course. Boddington's that amazing
Ford.
advert in the 90s, right? I'm sure someone's mentioned it already. Was it Kelly Brook, the Boddington's advert? Or is it just me showing my age? Mention it in the comments. You know what I'm talking about. If you
remember
don't
the
know
John Smith adverts.
Oh, well, that's the
Peter K.
Peter K. Yeah, that's slightly spilling. Yeah, fair enough.
Right. I think we covered it a bit earlier, but who's the preferred back four then? Obviously Bramall. He's made that position his own.
Yeah.
Takes a hell of a free kick
Preferred,
as well,
doesn't he? Yeah, he does. Yeah. Preferred is difficult, right? Because again, we said we don't know which one's going to turn up. I think he will do is I think he will play the same in the middle. I think he'll play Mengi and Naismith. I think they will stay the same, and I can understand why as well. I think we've got to start having some consistency there. I get the Makosso argument, I really do. I mean, I really like him. I think we all do. But we need to start having consistency in front of Keeley. So I think that's probably what I would do as well. It could come back to bite him. It depends on the game they have. And like Wed said, I would put a Dauphin on the right. It's not a permanent solution, but for me, a Dauphin has to be in that team. And at the moment, that's probably the best place for him to be until we get a right back. And then there is a real conversation of who he plays in the centre then. Because I'd like long-term a Dauphin to be one of those two centre-backs.
Yeah. It could be in January if Mengi goes. But hopefully Mengi plays for a move. And then we benefit from those performances. Yeah. Hopefully. It's contagious. Yeah.
Oh, Melanie Sykes. Melanie Sykes was the Boddington now. Thank you very much, Trunky123. Of course it was. Yes, that's the one. Thank you. Right, we can move on. Who's Melanie Sykes? My God, do you not remember the 90s or something? What's wrong with you?
I do. She wasn't one of the Spice Girls, was she?
No.
Mel B, Mel C.
There were two Mels, but it wasn't one of those. That would be Mel S.
Mel S. Yeah. I probably would recognize her if I saw a picture. Yeah. That'll be my homework. I'll find out who Melanie Sykes is. Yeah.
Put your incognito on, mate.
Oh, right. On that note, it's probably a good time to round this up, isn't it?
Yeah, probably.
Go do my homework. Right. Everyone, thank you very much for tuning in. We'll probably do we will be doing, as always, the fan phone in Sunday and then the midweek catch up every single Wednesday, providing there isn't, something going on. We'll always endeavor to try and do these. Thank you to everyone who's watched. Thank you for everyone who's listening back and watching back. Appreciate you all. And we'll see you after Stockport and hopefully 3 points. So let's hear it. Come on, you.
Come on, you Hatters.
Hatters.